I'm Musty Hobbit, and you're listening to the Cartridge Club.
Weekly. Shadow, you want to say weekly? For anybody who can't tell, my dog is in the room for this one. She just got home from a board and train program, and we can't leave her alone. I don't want to put her in her kennel because she spends all day there. So she's going to be in the room. You might hear her chewing on her bone. I apologize, but it's my dog, and I love her. Sorry.
If you stop and close your eyes for a sec, it sounds like what I would imagine like a horde of zombies eating a body would sound like.
That is exactly what it sounds like. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Cartridge Club Weekly.
Boom.
I am Player 1, one half of the Cartridge Bros.
The better half.
Yes, I am joined by my brother, Player 2.
That's me.
The lesser half of the Cartridge Bros.
He ain't lying.
We are two of the founding members of the Cartridge Club. What is the Cartridge Club, you ask?
I do ask that.
Well, it's an online community of content creators, gamers, enthusiasts, collectors, cleaners, and resellers of video games. We all gather together to celebrate gaming.
Celebration.
We discuss, we debate, we enjoy, we enthuse, we encourage.
Man, that's a lot of words.
Yeah, and we do it all on our forums at www.cartridgeclub.org. You can also see a bunch of other great podcasts, videos, and blogs at that website.
I can tell that Masters of Unlocking is rubbing off on you with that vocabulary.
A lot of Caleb in me. So this is our weekly news show. So what you can look forward to in the next hour or so, we're going to cover some topics from the gaming news, like the news, the world of gaming.
Yeah.
Then we're going to talk about some of the podcast videos and blogs that have been uploaded to the website at www.cartridgeclub.org. Dive into some of our content creators over there, see what they've been doing, give our 2 cents on those.
Yeah.
And then we're going to roll into some questions from the community, which you can have asked via CCAnswers.
Did you tweet that out? You did tweet that out.
I did tweet that out. So this is the first episode in a new format. We are cutting 2 segments. We found our shows were running a little bit long for our taste, and one of the segments was able to be rolled into news anyway. So we're going to see how it goes. If this is your first show, you don't know what I'm talking about. If you're a long-time listener and you do miss either of these segments, let us know. But hopefully we're going to deliver the same quality content you are used to.
If by the end of it, you haven't figured out which ones are missing, that's a good sign.
Yeah. All right, let's open up with some news. What do you got for me, Mark?
Right before we jump into the news, I just want to say one thing that's happened to me in the past week.
Sure.
Usually we start with a little thing. This was a big thing.
No. Save it for podcasts.
No. It's coming out now.
I want to save it for podcasts.
I'm not saving it.
It's the only note I have for their show.
I'm going to bring it up then, too.
All right.
So in the past week, I had one huge thing happening. It's the most exciting thing that's happened to me in the past week. And this is my 3rd podcast in 3 days. And that was meeting. I got to meet one of the Cartridge Club members who I have not had the privilege of meeting yet. In fact, there are very few Cartridge Club members that I have met. All of them have been local, I do believe. Yes. And that is Lef from Bonus Barrel.
No way.
Completely by chance. What are the odds? You know how big Halifax is.
Massive.
How do you run into somebody randomly? That's amazing.
I don't know.
Anyway, so I was just getting off work. I won't go into the story too deeply. Lef covers it really well. It was a blur. My heart was pumping. I was so full of adrenaline. I hugged this guy 3 times. That's how I had my hands all over Lef for the short period of time that we were together. It was all Lef.
I don't know who's more lucky there, you or him.
Man, he is incredible. And and I should also start with, I never ever offer coworkers a drive home. I offered a coworker a drive home that night. So I'm standing there and I'm like, oh my God, Lef is standing in front of me and I have to go and drive my coworker home. It was killing me inside. But I did get to meet Lef and it felt amazing.
Why didn't you tell that coworker to hoof it?
I couldn't. That's,
Everybody knows how good the Metro transit system is here in Halifax.
And that person who was running to their bus when I said, hey, I can drive you home. And they were like, oh, good. They would have missed their bus. So I was this close to being like, you just catch the next one, right? But anyway, he had to go anyway. So it ended up being all right. I guess Halcom was this weekend. Didn't realize that.
That's crazy.
But I got to meet Lef. You can hear more about this on Bonus Barrel. But we will also discuss it more then when we talk about Bonus Barrel.
Very excited for you. Very sad that I didn't get to meet Lef.
It felt so good. I can only imagine, because you met like 100 people in one day.
Yeah.
I met Lef in one day, and it felt like I met 100 people.
Feeling a little Lef out.
Oh. Anyway, there's a picture up, too, I posted on Twitter of us meeting, so. Probably the best moment in the past while.
Nice, yeah.
Yes.
All right, hit me with some news.
All right, boom, coming at you. Twitter. Let's talk about Twitter for a second. It's a big outlet that we use in the club. We all use this to communicate. Twitter, 280 characters. What do you think? Okay, first off, I don't really know much about this.
What do I actually think, or what does the internet want me to think?
Just ignore both for a second, and let's go over what it is exactly. Is this just a trial thing? Because I heard the people that were actually had the 280 enabled now no longer have it enabled.
Yeah, so they're trialing it right now.
Okay, what's the story? What's the plan?
They want to expand to 280 characters because they're tired of seeing threads that say 1 out of 47.
Oh, okay.
I think the real reason is because a lot of other social platforms don't limit the characters. Mm-hmm. So you'll see a lot of things that are shared directly from YouTube or Vimeo or VidMe. A lot of the things that are getting shared directly across are getting cut off in Twitter. People are maybe not sharing to Twitter. I don't know. I don't know I don't understand. I like 140 characters. I don't really care about I don't know.
I came to Twitter. I think most people use Twitter because of the 140, don't they?
Yeah, it was initially advertised as a micro-blogging tool. That was you had to be concise, you had to be clear. But what ended up happening is people just ended up shortening words and, sort of Swayzeizing everything.
Are you worried that this will take away what you love about Twitter?
No. What I love about Twitter is the interaction I have with my friends on there.
Mm-hmm. You do get to choose who you follow.
Yeah, and who not to follow.
Them having more characters doesn't bother me.
No.
So I'm cool
That's
with
the thing. If I'm following people, it's because I want to hear what they have to say.
Me too.
So them being able to say it in a larger tweet instead of 2 tweets, I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with it too. Actually, there have been many times where I wished I had even 10 more characters. So,
and if anything, this will just because there are some times when people go on, Twitter threads, and you'll see 5 or 6.
Right, you're getting
tweets
10
in a row.
notifications.
Yeah, so now you'll get less, which is a benefit.
I think that's great. Yeah. So I guess we're both on board of it. Good.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm not against it.
I'm for it.
I don't want to see Twitter become like Facebook with an unlimited number of characters because I do sort of like trying to fit what I want to say in that limit. But there are lots of times that I'm at 141 and I just wish I had that room for one extra.
Me too.
I'm like, come on.
But it's so
spitting on it
customizable.
And everything, I still can't get it in
If
there.
suddenly, man, this lighting is killing me. If suddenly somebody is tweeting in a way that you don't like, you mute them. Problem solved.
Yeah.
It's not.
That's it. If the 280 characters is too much, and now you're finding people are like really long-winded and talking all the time, and you're like, oh man, I can't just unfollow them or mute them, or
Right.
If you don't want to hurt their feelings, just mute them.
Yeah.
And if you don't care, if your feelings are getting hurt because somebody anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's
Very
all kinds of
customizable.
ways to your social media should be like a bonsai tree. You're always pruning it, attempting for perfection. Always constantly pruning and changing, adjusting that little bonsai tree of happiness, that little social media experience that you're having.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, I can get a shitty experience in real life at work if I want one. My social media experience is there to design for me to enjoy myself.
I actually just want to talk about video games. Maybe a little movies, but that's about it.
Twitter 280, don't care.
Yeah, me neither. No, I shouldn't say I don't care because I actually like it.
Okay, you're for it.
I am pro, yes.
Solid.
Yep. Okay.
Were you one of the people chosen?
How do you get chosen? Do you have to sign up somewhere?
I don't know. John
They actually took some from me.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Kevin from Barrett on Mars sent a tweet just before the show that he would give up he wished that there was a universal font that just said I'm being this is the I'm being sarcastic font, and Musty Hobbit said I would give up the double the characters for that font.
You know what? Even though I'm on board with the 280, I agree 100% with that.
Yeah.
I guess we could just there's no. I guess you could make a universal way of saying, okay, if there's asterisks around this, it's I guess you could do that.
Whatever.
Everybody would have to recognize it though. I would just if they implemented something like that, that would be amazing.
Most of the time, you can tell when somebody's being. You should. Hopefully, you can. If you can't, send them a message. Hey, were you being serious, or was that sarcasm?
No, I'm never gonna do that.
No, me neither. What do you get next?
I only have one thing, so.
Oh wow. Okay, so Nier Automata.
Yeah.
2 million copies shipped.
Boom! Big number.
I'm pumped about it. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
So I recently had said that I finished ending A and that I was going to be done with it for now.
Yeah.
The game grinder came on the forums and he gave me. What are you doing?
Trying to fix this light.
You point it that way every week. Every single week you point it that way.
Like that?
Every week.
That looks terrible. What have you done?
This is ridiculous.
Oh my god, that's dreadful.
This is ridiculous.
All right,
Just turn it off.
What did he say? Look, that's perfect now. Now, what did he say?
He gave me a list of reasons why I should give it a shot for some of the other endings.
Dude, if he hasn't convinced you, Masters of Unlocking.
No, Game Grinder. Oh yeah, Master of Unlocking as well.
Yeah.
So I am going to give this a game. I'm going to put it back in, give it another go, maybe this weekend.
Cool. I had to skip ahead of a little of this Master of Unlocking or the one before, whatever one it was. They talked a lot about Nier, and I was getting so nervous about spoilers. But man, do they have me hyped for it. I can't wait to get to it.
Well, you can borrow mine if you want after I'm done.
Also, they had a discussion about, you know what? I'm going to save that for Masters of Unlocking. How do you pronounce it? Just out of curiosity.
Nier Automata.
Carry on.
Automata? No, Automata. That's right. Because it's like automaton.
Let's move on.
Next up, video game voice actor strike is over.
What? I didn't hear this.
Yeah.
That's amazing. How is this not news everywhere?
I don't know. It was.
Where did you hear it?
I read it on IGN.
What?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. Did they win?
The strike's over, so they're definitely now together more, putting, things are good.
Good. Good.
So next up, Koei Tecmo's Attack on Titan 2 coming to the Nintendo Switch.
Dude, I read an article on this. I can't believe I didn't take a note about it. They want to make it more manga focused. They tried to make it anime focused last time.
Yep.
They want the Titans to be scarier and a lot harder to kill, which is exactly what I wanted the first Attack on Titan to be, which I heard is still good, just not great. I'm now considering it the training lesson for the actual Attack on Titan game, which is the next one.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I'm looking at it, because it sounds like what I wanted the first one to be. So
Cool.
yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited. I still have to get the first one.
It's on PS4, isn't
Hey,
it?
look, she's on the. It is on PS4. Yeah, I will be getting it at some point. It's just it would have to be very cheap, and I would have to have some time, which I don't. So
Yeah.
Flower, you know that game by that game company.
Yep.
It's now on iOS.
Oh, cool.
So I'm curious to hear how it plays. It might give us an idea of how. What was it called? Sky Kid, Skyland, Skyhawk, Sky Captain, and the
World of Tomorrow?
That's the one, right? Might be good. Might be a good indicator, though. I'm curious to hear how that controls. I never played Flower. I have it because I have that physical collection thing, but I have never played it.
Huh.
You gonna get it? You gonna get it on iOS?
No.
How much is it? Do you know?
I don't know.
Too much. Oh, that reminds me of another news art thing that I didn't think to mention. Mario Run. Do you have it on your news thing?
I know there was an update recently.
Big update, and they have it on sale for half price right now. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, I think it's like a second wind is what they're hoping for, I think. You could play as Daisy now, if I'm not mistaken.
Cool.
Something like that. I don't really know the news.
That's cool.
All right, what else you got?
Ukulele delayed on Switch. Still no launch date.
Boom.
I guess they're having a hard time porting it over. They're having some engine problems.
Really?
They're waiting on Unity 5.6. I wanted to bring this up because every other developer that has talked about porting to the Switch has said how easy it was. So why can't the guys at Playtronic do it?
I wonder if they're trying to port the Wii U version over, and that's where the trouble lies.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't work for them.
I wonder who.
Because it was originally supposed to come out for Wii U, right?
Yeah.
So maybe that is what's going on. I don't really know, though. That is 100% speculation. What you got? What's next?
Stardew Valley is getting closer to a release date.
On Switch?
Switch.
Love it.
A lot of excitement for people who are really into Stardew Valley and we're waiting to play it on Switch.
Agreed. Is this an eShop title, or is this going to get a physical release?
Yes.
Both?
I don't know.
Oh, man. Oh, he's so good as physical.
And the last big piece of news from this week. It's tomorrow for us, but for the rest of the world listening, it's today or later. The Super Nintendo Classic.
Which we will have our reviews of, I guess you could say, next week. Our thoughts and impressions.
Yeah. So
as well as about the launch day, and launch week, which will be big news as well.
Yep. Both of us had our pre-orders confirmed. They were paid off today.
Yes.
Which is cool.
Very cool.
I also got confirmation of some other pre-orders that were placed.
He ain't lying.
So as it stands right now, I'm not seeing any issue getting them, but who knows?
Well, You think there's going to be an issue?
I suspect launch day they'll still be scarce.
But they have announced that they will have some stores, including in Quebec. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's a big deal because they initially weren't sold in Quebec.
Yeah, what happened there?
Different regulations based on
No, I know
language
why
laws
they
in the
weren't.
box.
I don't know why they are now.
Oh, I don't know.
Something must have happened, but I didn't remember hearing anything about it.
I don't know.
Yeah, weird, right?
Yeah, so that's. I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll keep our eye on it. I still expect launch day they're going to be sold out, no matter how many they send. But I think there will be more abundant than the NES Classic. We'll see. See how many collectors can get 2 for themselves, 1 for the shelf and 1 for the other shelf.
Yeah. I can't wait to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. That's how I'm going to play November's game of the month.
Big question.
October's game of the month.
Are you excited for Star Fox 2?
No, I couldn't possibly care any less.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people are stoked though, but it's not getting great reviews. It's getting about what I think the first one would have reviewed as if I were to review it now.
Yeah, well, it's a game from 1997 being reviewed in 2007.
95, I think even. Is it 97 or
Yeah,
95? I don't
it
know.
got canceled for a reason, and it was because they didn't want to put it up against N64 and PlayStation 1 3D polygons, which at the time were revolutionary, and this one looked a bit janky in comparison. So
It looks, like Star Fox 1, which also is jank, so.
yeah, so
Yeah.
that's all I have. Oh, so
Oh, yeah.
Super Nintendo Classic. What if there was a PlayStation 1 Classic? What games would you want to know?
Before we get into that, I put a little poll out there asking PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2, which is your preferred library?
A lot of people voted PlayStation 2.
It was a lot, but it was like 53 to 47. Like, it was pretty close.
That's pretty close.
However, I expected the PlayStation 1 to decimate the PlayStation 2
Because there's no good games on PS2
because of my personal preference.
for the PlayStation 1.
I just don't, I don't see.
So your personal preference blinded the fact that some people might not think exactly the same as you.
Wait, what?
You were surprised.
I was very surprised, yeah. I just don't know. What is it? What is it about the PlayStation 2 that people love so much? Is it Grand Theft Auto?
I don't know. I don't have a huge love for it.
I mean, PlayStation 1 gave us
Resident Evil,
Resident Evil, Metal Gear
Final
Solid,
Fantasy 7, Metal Gear
Final
Solid,
Fantasy, Symphony of the Night.
Silent Hill,
I would love to do a list
Parasite
someday.
Eve.
Yeah, I would love to sit down with somebody who picks the PS2 over the PS1 and just do a back and forth of, like we did that time with the PS1 and the
That'd be
Super Nintendo. That would be cool.
All right.
But yeah, raises a good point. I love the PlayStation 1. We don't have to limit it. What system do you think would make the next best mini? It doesn't have to be Nintendo. It could be anything.
Genesis would be a good one, I think.
What makes you say that?
You got to stick to the sprites. You get into that early generational polygons, it's not going to look good. People are going to be disappointed.
Oh my God. I disagree so much. What are you putting on that Genesis one?
Phantasy Star 2 to 4, or a combination of them.
But that-
Sonic 1 to 3.
Okay, now let's
Castlevania Bloodlines.
look at Super Nintendo Classic for a second. Wait, does it have... It doesn't have all the Donkey Kong countries, does it?
No.
It does have the 2 Marios, though, right?
The World and Yoshi's Island, yeah.
Right. But so in the Genesis, would that have Sonic 1 to 3 and Sonic and Knuckles?
Sure.
And then, like...
I think you need to stick to the 16. You need to stick to sprites. As soon as you advance to polygons, if Nintendo releases an N64 Classic, a lot of people are going to plug that into their TV and go, "Oh man, this is janked."
Okay, now let me ask you this: do you think, because this sort of already exists, this mini Genesis?
No, see, you would have to have an official one made by Sega, not these. Like, you can't compare things like the NES Classic and the SNES Classic to these cheap, off-the-shelf, at-games, garbage plug-and-plays. They're garbage. It's like comparing a Porsche to a Chevette. Like,
So you don't think it's the Sega name that's not selling these things? You think it's the quality?
yes, it's definitely the quality. Consumers speak with their wallet. They speak for quality. When you're making a bazillion of these things and selling them for $40 a piece and putting on 80 games, half of them are Genesis games and half of them are made up bootleg China games. Like, come on, man, give your head a shake. Obviously, this is quality.
If Sonic Mania Collector's Edition had sold out entirely, I would have been completely on your side.
That's
here.
one game. So the Genesis has so many more games than
It's
that.
the
Rocket
game.
Knight Adventures, Contra Hardcore.
I don't know, man. I don't think it would sell. I think they've tried several times. I just don't think the market's there. I don't think they're salivating for it the way Nintendo fans are salivating for this. Now, let me ask you this. What do you think could rival the NES and SNES Classic?
I don't think there is anything. I honestly
What
don't.
about a Dreamcast? Now, if you said Dreamcast Mini, you might have me.
Dreamcast maybe, because that's when you're in an age of where, like, I mean, I know I catch some heat for being a graphics whore, but like I just plug your N64 into an HDTV and play it, folks, and tell me that it looks good. Tell me you're enjoying it. Because if you are, awesome, power to you. I'm willing to bet the majority of gamers who play games today are not going to enjoy it, and that's who like.
But that's the N64,
right? PlayStation 1 was the same way. It looks the same. It does.
That's
Cloud doesn't have fingers.
yeah, that is true.
You know, like.
But think of that.
And I'm not knocking these
Fantasy's...
consoles. I'm not knocking these systems, because there are lots of great games on there.
Oh yeah.
But they are games that were great then. That wouldn't. It would be like comparing Star Fox 2 to modern day standards. As soon as you put in GoldenEye and you start playing it, and you're holding it up in comparison to Overwatch, because that's who you're comparing it against.
Whoever's doing that is wrong.
That's who you're comparing it against.
No.
You're looking at it going, I don't know.
That's like saying you're comparing Super Mario World to Super Mario Odyssey.
But you have to think outside of the realm of a retro gamer. It's the modern gamers that are going to push this. They're going to buy this.
But that's what's selling is the retro Super
everybody
Nintendo
is,
Classic.
It's not just... It's selling 16-bit and 8-bit graphics sell because you can buy indie games now that look like that. Shovel Knight, Axiom Verge. There's a reason that there's indie games. There's a huge indie push to make games that look like the NES and the Super Nintendo. This includes Genesis and Master System when I say this. But there's a reason there's a huge push for 8-bit and 16-bit. Why there's a huge nostalgia for it. You don't win. What's the last Kickstarter? What's the last indie game that was made that looked like Ocarina of Time?
What's the last indie game that you could think of that looked like a
Gemini?
That looked like a Sega Genesis game.
Well, the 16-bit games. That's
nope.
Kamiko.
What is Kamiko?
It's a 16-bit game that's graphics I don't like.
But does it look like Sega Genesis?
Or
does it look like Super Nintendo?
It looks like 16-bit and 8-bit.
No, you can't say that. It's completely different.
I think if Sega made and released a classic system in the vein of the NES and the SNES classics, Sega produced it, made the hardware in-house, and developed it, and released it, it would sell better than these janky... you might as well.
Sega's name is on the box for these things.
Yeah, but people know when they buy it. It says "at games" right on it.
It doesn't matter to these people.
Got half the games that were made in by 6-year-olds in a gaming slave factory.
What you just said to me was that these are modern gamers,
right?
Focusing on retro. It's the same thing. This is that same box that's not selling.
Right, but they look at the back of that box and they go, what the hell is Clue blah blah?
No, they wouldn't. They would just show the Sega games in the back. I'm assuming they wouldn't show crap.
There's
reviews.
People read reviews. You go on IGN's review and they're like, there's 40 Sega Genesis games that play halfway decent.
Yeah.
And then there's 40 Chinese knockoff games.
However, the NES Classic was sold before there was anything like that. Before there were reviews. This thing was sold out.
Right.
So
that's because Nintendo makes... it comes down to quality, and Sega in the 90s produced quality content.
That's my.
It would sell.
All right. Okay. Sure.
It would.
We got there. It took a little while, but we got to that quality.
We said quality a long time ago.
Right. The quality is what's selling the NES and the Super Nintendo Classic.
Right. And I think that if that same quality was put into a Genesis Classic, that it would also sell.
No.
People shelled out hundreds of dollars for a plastic statue of Sonic and a digital code.
And it didn't sell out.
Well, no, because
the NES Classic and Super Nintendo Classic sold out. These ACT games, Sega.
Yeah, but did it not sell out because they just didn't make enough?
Well, I couldn't tell you that, but
I gotta go deal with her.
You could certainly go to a store right now and pick it up. My opinion, and this is just one gamer's opinion. PlayStation 1. First of all, what's making the Super Nintendo Classic sell?
Games.
Yeah.
And nostalgia.
Now, what does the PlayStation 1 have? It has the Final Fantasies, which you get on your Super Nintendo. It has your Squaresoft, right? They moved to PlayStation 1. You know what else it has? Your Capcom. It has your Mega Man. It has your Castlevania.
Right.
I could see the PlayStation 1 selling just as well.
All of these sell so well that Sony didn't bother including them in their newest console,
What console are you talking about?
the PS4.
Well, that's not so. What do you mean?
They went from having a robust virtual console on their PS3 and the Vita,
I don't care
where you
about
could buy and play all of these games, and they sold so well,
No,
they
no.
didn't include that on the PS4.
It's all licensing. You could say the same thing right now for the Switch. It's all
The
licensing.
Switch hasn't been out for 4 years.
Okay, how about on the Wii U? Can you buy all these on the Wii U?
Yeah, you
No,
can.
you cannot.
On the Wii U.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
What can you buy on the Wii U?
Every game that's on the NES Classic.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the Mega Man games from PlayStation 1 era.
No, but you can buy all of the Super Nintendo games.
Wait, can you buy all the PS1 games on PS3?
Yes.
Anyway, so clearly none of
there were-
this is relevant. None of this is relevant. What matters is if this was released on a box, would it sell?
No.
What? Are
It-
you crazy?
It would sell to collectors. That would be it.
Oh, you're no. Couldn't be more wrong. Okay.
Modern gamers don't want to play games that look like that.
Oh my, you sound like the head of Sony that got chewed out for this.
Right. The guy who runs the multinational company who is crushing the video game industry right now. I
Oh
sound
my
like
God.
him?
Yes. Now, okay, you're saying it has to look like the Mega Man games on PlayStation 1 are sprite based.
Okay.
They're all sprite based.
Sure.
Castlevania the Night, sprite based. Like what do you think wouldn't look right that would turn people away? Final Fantasy 7 is going to turn people away.
Crash Bandicoot, Final Fantasy 7,
Okay, hold on, slow
Resident
down.
Evil 1.
Slow down. Crash Bandicoot just got that remake.
Right.
And it sold like hotcakes. They couldn't keep it in stores.
You're right. That HD remaster sold like hotcakes.
Now they're releasing this box. You can play the originals. Oh, snap. And it has Final Fantasy, and it has Mega Man, and it has Castlevania. Holy crap. People are going to go nuts. Am I right?
There are retro gamers will be excited. Yes.
Oh my God. That's who's buying these.
It's if you believe retro gamers, the only people buying the SNES and the NES Classic, you're delusional.
No, it's people who would be interested in playing retro games.
It's people who who go, oh, I had one of those when I was a kid.
Or I remember what you're saying is that everybody who bought Crash Bandicoot HD remake is only interested in retro games.
No. People bought Crash Bandicoot HD Remake because it was a retro game that looks pretty now.
Yes, that's
But
what
when
I'm
they
saying.
see these games don't look pretty, they get ratings of a 5 on IGN.
No. Have you played the original Star Fox? It's not good. It sucks.
It got a 5. It's getting hammered, and people.
That is a terrible game. You know what's not going to get hammered is I don't know what's
There's nothing on there that won't get hammered because they're sprite based.
I'm trying to think of what would be on a Final Fantasy 7 wouldn't get hammered. They wouldn't hammer Final Fantasy 7. You would, but the reviews aren't going to. The reviews are already out there. Star Fox 2 is a brand new game. All of these games that are going to go on the PlayStation 1 Mini have already been released, and they already review amazingly. So if you think that people are going to go on and look at reviews and whatnot, they're going to see 9s and 10s.
They reviewed amazingly when they came out.
You're not. That doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, the only
Because
reason
any game that you play now, you're comparing it to everything now.
you're saying that people are going to go on and look up reviews, and that's going to educate their purchase. All they're going to do is see 9s and 10s.
They're not going to go and look up reviews for the individual games. They're going to go, and if they do, they're going to see games that look like they're from the PS1 and N64 era.
I can't even talk about this.
They don't look good.
They're
ugly. They're ugly games.
Mega Man is not ugly on PlayStation 1.
But the majority of the games we're talking, so there's 2 sprite-based games. So the 2 games you're using to make your argument are the games in the art style I'm telling you people like.
I didn't think of looking this up. Resident Evil will sell on name alone. Parasite Eve wouldn't. So if you're saying people will see Parasite Eve, it may be the first time they've ever seen it.
Resident Evil will sell, and as soon as they put it in, they're going to go, this isn't the GameCube version.
It won't matter.
It will matter. Do you really think graphics don't matter?
Yes.
You are completely wrong.
I am not.
It's an entire category in every review that's ever done.
The NES.
Because sprite-based graphics age well.
An opinion. No, it's just an opinion. People love PlayStation 1 games still. People love N64 games still. And it doesn't matter that they're ugly.
But those are people who love them now because they loved them then.
Okay, even if it was just those, how many PlayStation 1s sold?
30 million, 40 million?
Exactly. So even if just those people pick this up, it's going to sell like hotcakes.
But it's not a direct sales relation. That's not how it works. It's
okay. Well, do you think
everybody
how many
who
of those
wanted to-
people do you think are still playing it? How many people do you think?
Oh, I don't know, man. How can I?
Yeah, it's impossible to know. I just can't believe that you don't think the PlayStation 1 Mini would sell.
I'm not saying it wouldn't. It would. Collectors would buy, and depending on how many they made, it would sell out.
If they made the same amount as the Super Nintendo Classic.
So we're going based on the assumption that they're going to make 20 million of the Super Nintendo Classic.
Yes.
I think they would for 20 million PlayStation. I mean, there's 50 million PlayStation 4s sold right now.
That is true. 50 plus. I have no idea what.
They would probably sell out based on collectors.
Alone, just collectors. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that's actually probably true. And there's a lot of collectors in there. Yeah. All right. Anyway, I guess that would sell out. Yeah. But why aren't these act games selling out to collectors then?
Because they're poor quality. Collectors know it's not the real deal, and modern gamers don't want to buy it because the games that are on there aren't up to the snuff. And
But they
know
have
that,
the Sonics. They see that. They look at the box. They see the Sonics.
but the hardware's not good enough. It's not Sega Sonic. It's a port that somebody. It's you might as well emulate it on your computer if you're playing on these.
Yeah, that is true.
You know what I mean? Like with the NES Classic and the SNES Classic, they
And it's HDMI. I
they
don't think the act game
tailor
one is.
those emulators.
Maybe it is
With
now.
these Act Games things, they're essentially just a ROM grabbed off the internet.
Okay, so pick a console then that isn't 16-bit.
There is maybe the Saturn, maybe
A Saturn, that is 16-bit essentially.
32, but yeah. I'm like, you've got.
Oh,
There's no
about GameCube?
there is no renaissance for early polygons. There's not. There's a reason you don't see indie developers designing early polygon style games. There's a reason. And the reason isn't because it's too hard to do. It's because nobody wants to play those. Because they're fucking ugly.
you might be onto something about the fact that there is no game. There has to be another reason.
They're ugly.
It must be harder to make
Then what?
than Polygon, than sprites. I meant to say sprites, not Polygon.
I don't know. I
don't
don't have
know
to talk to
either.
the game developer. I'm sure they're both equally
But
difficult
this is a really
with their
interesting
own challenges.
topic to figure out. Do you think it's just not old enough yet?
No, it's ugly.
Do you think it's next?
No, I don't think it's ever. I think we go from the sprite renaissance we have now to nothing. Because the next step is just better, more realistic, better graphics, maybe art stylistic choices. You're never going to get a renaissance for ugly, blocky polygons. Who fucking wants to play that?
Dude, okay. All right. Here. How about this? Final Fantasy IX just got announced for PlayStation 4.
HD remaster.
No, don't call it that. It's just it would be what is on the mini. That's what this is. And people are going nuts. So that's case in point that people don't care.
What are the sales numbers?
I don't know. All I've
And
seen
they did
are
HD.
hype.
They did remaster it.
It's what they put on Steam. It's not like it's not redone. It's just
I would need to see
up-res.
shots of the original versus shots of the new. I read like 4K cutscenes.
what? Yeah, maybe like the cinematic.
Well, they're not going to put the effort into the cinematics up to 4K and then release
Have you seen?
280p polygons.
Have you? I know it's up-res for HD screens, but it's the same game.
I'd have to look at the graphics to make the comparison side by side.
All right, I'll look it up now.
We're not doing that in the middle of the show.
But it's important. It's up-resed.
Yeah, it looks good.
I get that. That's what I'm. Okay, when you plug a Super Nintendo into an HD TV, it's going to look not as good as your Super Nintendo Classic is going to look plugged into an HD TV. Correct? That's all this is. It's the same thing. That's what the PS1 games would be.
Up-resing a game like that is a much bigger task
Yes.
than doing it with sprites.
I don't know if that's true. Do you?
I believe it's true.
I don't know.
I believe it's true.
I believe you're wrong.
And Final Fantasy IX is a late entry.
Dude, they did the same thing with 7. So, clearly, people have an interest. So,
In Final...
and it's going to be on the Mini. Final Fantasy's going to sell it. That console would sell like hotcakes.
I don't know.
Maybe someday we'll find out.
Maybe.
What console would you guys like to see?
Most of them are like, I just want to see a Patrick Swayze Super Nintendo classic on the shelf.
That is true.
All right. Let's move into the next section of the show.
All right.
Cartridge Club update.
All right. Let's get updated. Updated on the club. Actually,
Yeah.
hold on. This segment is brought to you by Amp Energy Drink. The best dollar store energy drink that you can buy for $1.
Unlike those dollar store energy drinks that are $1.25.
Actually, they have $2
F them.
or dollar
Right
store
in the
drinks.
M.
The Rockstar's $2. It's actually still pretty cheap.
So we're going to move into Cartridge Club update. This portion of the show is where we're going to talk about some of the podcasts, videos, and blogs that have been uploaded to our community this week.
Yes. Who do you want to start with?
STC.
Of course.
No intro.
That's been the last couple weeks.
I don't like it.
You don't like that?
Bring it back.
I
I like that little intro, where
like it too. It's
opinions
improper.
expressed are...
I like the intro. I wouldn't mind if they remixed it, made it a little more grammatically correct.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Other than that, I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah.
But
I thought it was grammatically correct.
I,
Opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the presenters they're in.
and then the next part,
I can't remember. It's not... I can't remember.
even if they wanted it or whatever.
They're not... Yeah, they're not... Anyway.
There's something. There's something. Anyway, let's move on.
Q-Dog promo in the middle of the show.
Oh, so good.
Crushed it. Eric did a great Trav impression.
He did. He did do. Having Melissa in the background too. Genius.
Yeah, that's not Polykill.
Yeah, you're getting it mixed up.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, that was awesome. The Lord of the Rings trivia.
Oh man, so right away I knew Lambus bread.
I didn't know.
Can't
anything.
believe Joe got Tom Bombadil's wife, but didn't get Radagast.
I have no idea the words you're using right now.
Tom Bombadil is this magical fairy character at the beginning of the book that Frodo offers him the ring, and Tom Bombadil laughs at him because he has so much power beyond even the ring that the ring is a joke to him that he would never take. But he's cut out of the movies because he's believed to be too fantastical.
Is he really that strong?
Yeah,
is he
he's only in like one chapter. He gives them their weapons.
Oh, interesting.
And then Radagast is Radagast.
Oh, very good. I didn't know any of it. I was very impressed that he got any.
Yeah, he was. You could tell he was frustrated with the questions, and Bill was like, "No, these are easy questions.
Everybody does. Everybody uses these.
I'm
for
giving you
trivia.
the easy ones."
Yeah, everybody uses these ones.
Yeah.
Loved it. He also ribbed him a bit about. Do you remember when he was talking about? Joe said he doesn't like to use wireless controllers
Yeah.
because the latency. He's as Bill put it, so good at games that he can notice the lag and the latency. And I thought that was awesome. It sounds like something I would totally say.
It does, yeah.
And I love wired controllers. I wish you had the option for every controller to be wired. I don't think you can with Xbox 360 though, can you?
I don't know.
I don't think you can. I don't know why they did that. At least have the option to plug it in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I thought that was pretty funny. I wrote that one down. Oh, also, Bill mentioned Samsung Gear VR. Now, this is something I've always had in the back of my head because I can try VR for relatively cheap. I don't need to buy a PlayStation. I can get it with this.
Yeah. And as discussed in our previous segment, the cheap, low quality stuff will be just as good.
Yeah, I mean, judging by the reviews I looked up after he said that, it would definitely give you a good VR experience to see if VR is for you. You know what I mean? You're not even listening.
VR experience.
What? What did I say?
Samsung VR. I can't afford a PlayStation VR, but I don't have to get one. I can try VR out for
No,
cheaper.
that's not what I said.
And then I said cheap quality stuff isn't as good. And you said, yeah, but this is different. I looked up the reviews after he talked about it.
I didn't say it was different. I said this would give you an experience. It would give you a chance to see if VR is for you.
Right. It's not. I had an Oculus Rift on my face. I know I'm out.
Well, if it's for you, I meant for me.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, if somebody's out there who wants to try PlayStation VR and you have a Samsung, he picked this up for like 20-something bucks at a yard sale. Like, you could try VR for $20.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
You could test drive a Mazda 3 and decide if you want a Lamborghini.
Well, yeah, you would go and test drive a Lamborghini, I guess.
But you're not.
Oh,
You can't decide
you're
if you
saying
want-
that PlayStation VR is the Lamborghini.
Yes.
And how do you know that? What are you basing that on?
Sales?
Let's go. All right, what else you got for STC?
That's it. That's all I had.
You are You're hard tonight. What's been bugging you? Is it Shadow? All right.
It's the 45 edits I had to make to this point.
You're going to have to do more than that. We're only 47 minutes in, and you're about 40. Yeah, about 45, I guess, right now. All right. What do you want to do next?
Next up, I got Polykill live show.
I have that too. I was actually able to be a part of this live show. It's not very often that my schedule lines up with live shows.
Yeah, me neither.
So that was pretty cool.
I would watch a live Polykill every time.
It felt like an experience.
Yeah.
It felt like something that should be experienced live.
So how would you feel about pre-programmed podcasts like a television show?
Say it again. What do you mean?
It's every second Thursday. Polykill airs at 8 Central on Twitch.
So they stream every one of their podcasts live.
Yeah. Maybe not their off-kilters, just their Polykill propers.
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
But what if other shows did that? What if podcasts aired on Twitch the way that television shows air? And then you could either watch them live and be engaged in the happening.
Right.
Or you could listen to them after the fact.
Like you
or
normally
watch after
would.
the fact. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. I would
I think it's a good idea.
I would tune in. There are some shows that I would definitely tune in for.
This makes me wonder.
Polykill was on late for us. It was like 8 Eastern, I think.
It
which
was
is like 9 o'clock here, and I stayed up for the whole thing, and I loved it.
I'm never up that late. I stayed up late. I lost sleep for them. I was late for work for them.
Yeah.
And I loved every minute. Excuse me. My question is, it works for them. I don't know if it would work for every podcast.
It works for them because, like we mentioned last week, they have great chemistry.
Yeah.
And their on-screen persona is really well done.
That's it. Their quality isn't hidden behind editing. It isn't hidden behind a script.
Right.
It's just them being them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it works for them. I don't think it would work for everybody. Yeah. Do we have any notes? Do you have any notes for the actual live?
That's all I wrote.
The Mad Libs was pretty cool.
I actually have notes at all this week, which is an impressive feat.
I'm actually really impressed. It looks like a lot of notes over there. Yeah, they did Mad Libs, so you could be a part of the Just Beat It segment. Pretty cool. Yeah. I didn't know that's how they did it.
Yeah.
I thought that they were just making it up on the spot.
They were before.
Okay, all right.
The Mad Libs was because they had some feedback.
I like it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah. Next up, I got Bonus Barrel, and I'd like to talk about Left and P2, a deviant love story.
It doesn't get more deviant. I had my hands all over this guy, dude.
That's crazy.
It felt so good to meet him.
Play Left 2.
Oh. It was like probably the next Guillermo del Toro love story.
How many hugs did you have? How many? Was it 3? 4?
At least 3. It was a blur.
What was it like when somebody came up behind you and was like, hey, is your name Mark?
Dude, here's the thing, too, is I'm meeting Left, and I'm nerding out, and my coworker's there, has no idea what's going on.
Thinks you're a celebrity now.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Like some dude just jumped out of a cab and stopped you on the street to hug you.
And this is an old coworker that I don't even work with anymore. I just happened. I never offer people drives home.
You could have hung out with Left all day.
Don't even say that. It was nighttime, but still.
Could have hung out with Left all night.
It would have been awesome.
Up to the hotel room.
I would have bunked with him hard.
Yep.
I didn't mean that to sound...
Yeah, that's all I had for the show. I haven't listened to any more than the Left story so far.
Okay, then you can hear a really nice story that I'm
because they're going to talk about Dark Souls 3. Oh, no. I did hear Shelby lose her shit over Phoenix Wright.
Oh, I didn't hear that yet.
Yeah, she goes really... Or maybe it was at the episode before. She was really angry because they said it was a new game.
Oh, no, that was last
a
episode.
Okay.
Yeah, that was last episode.
But I know they talk about Dark Souls 3, and I don't want to spoil it, so I'm probably not going to listen to this one.
Yeah, you can keep listening a little while longer. I won't listen to the Dark Souls 3 part either. But they did talk about... Did you hear about this blind kid sent a letter to Nintendo?
Yeah, about rhythm games.
Okay, talk about it. I didn't know about it.
Yeah, he sent a game. So he plays rhythm games on his 3DS, and he crushes it.
Yeah, it's the only game that he can complete.
Yeah. Because it's audio cues.
Yeah.
Sent them a letter thanking them for them and asking them to keep making them. There's a specific franchise he wanted them to make more of.
Rhythm Heaven or something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember which one it was. And Nintendo wrote him back and they were like, thank you for the input.
In Braille. They wrote him back in Braille.
Yeah, we will try to keep making games or whatever that suit you.
And they forwarded his letter to the creative division or something like that, or the developer, whatever it was. Like, that is pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff.
Stupid money-hungry company.
That is actually... You're going to have to listen to this part, because Left does say something like that.
Oh, really?
Like, he's like, the only reason they're going to respond to this kid is for publicity. And he might actually be right, but it is still heartwarming.
Yeah.
They talked a bit about hidden stuff in games and how nowadays nothing's really that hidden. And if it wasn't for data miners, like, do data miners help or hinder kind of thing? This flog thing is how it got brought up, golf or whatever.
Right.
Chances are people may not have found out about it.
Would we? Yeah. What are the odds that you're going to do this
on July 11th?
Yeah.
It has to be on that day. So, yeah. So they make a good point. Do you believe that things should stay hidden?
Yeah. Was that a news story we should have talked about?
We maybe should have. Wait, this was last week. Maybe we did mention it last week.
I can't remember.
I don't remember either. It's all blurring together, dude. They also talked about. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I do think hidden stuff should stay in games.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with data miners finding it.
Me too. Yeah. Especially if it's something I'm never going to find anyway.
Yeah. Because I would never have done this.
Right. No, never. Actually, you might have.
Directly.
Yeah. You do that sometimes. Anyway. And they talked about the Death Note movie on Netflix, which I have seen. I have not seen the anime, and if I can say one good thing about the Death Note movie on Netflix and from their discussion is I really want to watch the anime and maybe even read that manga, I think it's called.
Cool.
Manga?
Manja.
Yeah. Anyway, that is as far as I've heard. I don't want to hear the Dark Souls 3 stuff until I've played it, but I do look forward to going back and listening to it then.
Cool. That's all I got for podcasts.
What is this?
Masters of Unlocking.
Sonic Forces and Hooters. Oh, Sonic Forces and Hooters are teaming up. This is a news note that I had down here that I forgot about.
Sonic and Hooters are joining.
Yeah, they're teaming
forces?
up. Oh, yeah, they are. I don't know why.
Does this have to do with the custom characters in Sonic Forces? Are they going to have sliders for features?
Wait, do you mean like the burgers? Are they going to have Sonic themed slider burgers at Hooters?
Yeah,
as well as a Hooters slider thing for the. I gotcha. That's the cross promo.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. What a weird.
Gotta go fast.
What a weird team up. I did not ever picture this happening. Maybe the Super Nintendo Classic, but.
Yeah. I'm surprised they didn't open their own restaurant called Tails.
Oh, dude, you're on fire now. All right, next, Masters of Unlocking.
Yeah. So I listened to the first 2 episodes, so I'm way behind.
That's okay. Talk about them.
Fantastic.
I'm all caught up. I didn't take many notes though, so they talked a lot about Nier, and they actually had a discussion of their because Scott pronounces it Nier. Actually, he pronounced it a bunch of different ways on the episode.
Yeah.
But at the end, they discussed which is the proper way.
Nier Automata.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, that's how the developer says it. They wrote the game, so they get to pick.
That's the end of that, I guess.
It's like when you name your child and I can. Oh, Avery.
Yeah,
that's a nice name, Avery. And like, no, it's Avery. Like, oh, well, I think it's Avery. Like, well, I named her, so.
Although you do make a good point.
F yourself in the M.
What's the M? Wait, you said this on the podcast too last time. What does it mean? All right. And do you want to talk a bit about Masters of Unlocking? They're awesome as always.
I liked it a lot. I listened to it when I was in the field, so I don't really have any notes on it right now. But I remember being upset that I was going to come to a point when I was out of backlog of them.
Yeah, they are good.
I got to get their page up on the site. I got to do that.
Oh man, there was something I wanted to note, and I was driving when I listened to it and did not get it down. It's going to drive me crazy. But we can talk a bit about Caleb on his. Or are we doing the podcast?
Videos, right? We're done podcast, yeah.
Yep. We can talk about Caleb. He did a video, which I actually watched. This does not happen very often.
You don't watch Caleb's videos? You don't like them?
I don't watch anybody's videos.
Right.
But this one I watched.
This is the Do Easy Modes Ruin Games?
Yes, which is a very good topic for me. It's one of my favorite topics.
Yeah, because you're often wrong about it.
Excuse me. No, I'm often right. But, because, first of all, I don't think easy modes are bad for games.
Right.
I just think they shouldn't exist.
Okay.
If they're there and people choose them, that's fine. I play easy mode sometimes. I just wish I didn't have that option. I wish I was forced to.
You
get
wish it was
good.
you wish it was a slider that you couldn't see that just adjusted.
Nope.
Based on your.
No, that is the worst type.
See,
the worst type of easy mode is when you're easy mode and you don't even know it. You just suck, but you don't even know it.
But
at least when I go on easy, I'm like, I suck at this game.
But is the purpose of the game not to have fun?
That's fine. You can have fun. Fun is not a fun slider. It's not okay. Here are my three options: fun or I'm going to be pissed.
But
those are the two options.
But for some people, those are the options.
No, it's still easy. Easy is fun for some people, but it's not fun for everybody.
Right.
Easy for me.
No, keep going. Yeah. What? Easy is fun for some, but not for everybody.
Right.
Normal would be fun for some, but not for everybody.
Right.
And hard would be fun for some, but not for everybody.
Right.
So because people have different tastes, it's important to give them the choice.
Otherwise, no. What you're saying is exactly what I'm saying.
The
choice is important. You were talking about how it forces you into easy mode.
You just said you don't think easy mode should exist.
No, the options shouldn't exist. If the options are there, easy, I pick easy. I wish I didn't have the option. I wish I had to get good.
Just be stronger in your willpower and don't choose easy.
But I can't. It's easy.
I don't understand. If they didn't exist,
yes.
then people just wouldn't be able to experience certain games. You think games should be locked off to people?
No. I don't think there's any game that nobody could complete.
So like Mega Man 2 comes over here and it's only the Japanese difficult version. That's the only option.
Which I found out last night that isn't actually that difficult.
So, but you think...
It's the actual normal version.
But for some people, it would be almost impossible. So you think that they should just be screwed and you don't get to experience Mega Man 2?
No.
You can't beat it?
No.
But by removing the option of an easy mode, you're saying that.
No, I'm not saying that at all. You can still play easy mode if you want.
But you just said you wish it didn't exist.
That's what I would want. If it's there, if people want to pick it, go ahead. It's fine. I just wish it wasn't there.
You're so confusing.
Okay, look at it this way. When I say I beat Dark Souls,
right?
I beat Dark Souls.
Right.
That's the end of it. Now, what if there was an easy, normal, hard? People would be like, hey, I beat Dark Souls. And then you have to be like, well, wait.
So anybody who doesn't beat it on hard didn't beat it?
They didn't beat it on hard.
No, they didn't beat it.
No. It has nothing to do with it.
Why not?
Because there's 3 different options.
If easy if easy is less,
no, it is not less.
Then
it's
then
an
hard
option.
would be extra.
You're not getting it.
So I beat it plus.
You're not getting it. No, there's no plus. You beat a game when there's credits.
If easy is a minus, then hard is a plus.
No, there's no minus. When you get credits, you beat that game, and you should feel good. You beat a game.
Yeah.
Easy is an option. It doesn't make it a bad option.
Right.
But it is an option. I picked easy. I beat Dead Space on easy. I beat Dead Space.
Good job.
Right?
Geez, all those normal Dead Space players are probably thinking you're a schlub.
Well, it doesn't matter if they do or not, as long as I had fun with it.
Okay, I'm so confused.
It's not confusing. You're just not listening. Okay. Now, what if easy and hard weren't options? What if it was just whatever mode they decide this is the mode it is? And then if I have to force myself to get good enough to beat it, then so be it. Otherwise, I don't, and I don't beat it.
I think it walls off games to people.
I guess you could say that it does. Yeah. If there was no,
if there was no option, I would play a lot less games.
Right. There are certain games that Dark Souls isn't for everybody, but it is what it is.
Right.
Dark Souls is huge. It's got a big following, but it's not for everybody, and that's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Now, if you add an easy mode, does that make it better? I don't think so.
Well, more people will get to enjoy it, which means more sales, which means more potential for more in the future of the game you
That's
like.
another good question. Do you think Dark Souls would and Demon Souls and this whole Souls series would have the following it has if it had an easy, normal, hard setting?
No, because if it wasn't for buggy gameplay, it would have nothing.
Hold on, what?
That's why it's hard.
Because it's buggy? Are you kidding me? It's like the most solid... That's terrible. Anyway... I think that's just my opinion.
Trolling.
If there's don't troll. If there's easy, normal, hard, picking any of them and beating the game is beating the game. As long as you had fun, that's all that matters. I just wish there wasn't the option.
I just wish you couldn't play those games.
If the options are there, there's no game that anybody can't get through. Is my thought. If you want it good enough,
but I don't want
that's fine. If you don't want it enough, if you don't want to take the time enough, that's fine. If you don't have the time, that's fine. It's not for everyone.
All right.
All right.
I mean,
see, I'm not hating on easy.
Yeah.
I like that easy exists. If I had a patch that said I beat Dead Space, it would have in brackets
minus
easy mode.
And then everybody who beat it on normal would just have the regular patch.
No.
Everybody who beat it on hard would have that plus.
You're not getting it. Normal mode.
I climbed Mount Everest, but I used a helicopter for the first 30,000 feet.
You better believe your patch better say that. That's a great point. You don't get the same patch as somebody who climbed the whole way.
Why not?
If beat it on normal, it has to say normal. If you beat it on hard, it has to say hard. That's the patches. That reminds me. I'm going to get into my next thing.
So how many of your patches would say hard?
I don't play any game on hard mode.
What?
I don't think I've ever beaten a game on hard mode.
Can you not get good enough? I don't understand. I'm so confused.
If I'm picking an option, it's going to be easy or normal. I wish there wasn't an option.
You just wish it was a slider and did it on its own.
No slider on its own. You're not getting it. All right. Now, this brings me to my next thing. I have an app idea. It's called It's called. Okay, look at it this way.
Hey, is this your badges? Are you finally going to design? You put your badges into an app.
Listen, I thought of a name.
All right.
I thought of a name. Okay, first of all, think about the trophy system.
What's it called? Xbox Live Achievements.
Think about the achievement system, the trophy system. What if they were all united in one, and there was one thing you could look up? Okay, hey, I'm listening to a podcast. All right.
I wonder if these guys actually know what they're talking about.
Hold on. I'm listening to a podcast. Somebody comes on, a guest on some podcast.
I want to see this guest as a hack.
I want to know. Hey, this guy sounds like he's into the same stuff as me. I'm gonna go look it up. Boom. I see he's into the exact same stuff as me. We're friends.
Yeah.
Or I see he's not, and I'm like,
but he beat all of his games on easy.
Yeah, but that's irrelevant. None of that. You're not getting it.
What a piece of dirt.
You're not. No. Playing on easy is fun. I play on easy. Everyone.
Fake gamers.
I play on easy, but I don't cheat. There's a difference. All right.
So your app idea is unite every game. So it would have to have every game known to man.
Yes.
And a little icon that says "I beat X."
Sure.
And a searchable database that everybody could find.
Yes.
That sounds.
And then at
you know what? It's actually you could probably use RF Generations.
As long as there's an app.
RF Generation already has an app that has every game created in it, and all they would have to do is add a check mark of whether you beat the game or not.
But what if you remove the stress of it being a collection? You don't have to own this game. It's just a system of games that you've beaten. You don't have to own them. There's no pressure for that. It just shows you what taste you have in games.
Yeah.
And then other gamers.
I see this getting really competitive, though.
It doesn't have to. It's just what games you have taste in. That's
You're right.
it.
The internet doesn't make anything a competition.
It can be competitive, sure, but it doesn't matter because it just shows what other.
What determines if I beat it? So
It's up to you. It's completely up to you. You put in if you're comfortable with how far you've gotten in and you feel like you've beaten it, put it in. There's nobody judging over it. There's nobody ruling over it. You decide.
So I can put in I beat Mega Man 2.
If you wish, if that's what you want other people to see that you've beaten, then go for it.
Because I beat it.
This goes to show this is
I beat it, and at the end I had the same man that I started with.
That's fine. This is you putting out what you want other gamers to think you're into.
Yeah. I beat Nier Automata. I put it on easy mode, and I turned the auto chips on, and she did all the fighting. I just had to walk to the enemies.
I don't like that Nier has.
I didn't even have to do.
Difficulty settings.
I didn't even touch the face buttons until I went to the menus.
None of this matters. You're not getting it.
I beat it.
You can let people think you like whatever you want.
I'm not
the only person it affects is you.
And all those psychos who think that I have to identify whether or not I beat a game on easy.
It doesn't matter. You're not getting it. You can put hard if you want on it. You can say you beat it on hard if that's what you want.
Why would you lie? What's the point of this app if I can just lie?
Exactly. There's no point in lying. You put whatever you want in. It's you. You're just putting you out there. Anyway, the app name, by the way, is called Legacy. Oh. Legacy. Can't wait. You get a couple bonus barrel artists on there, little icons.
Yeah.
You're good to go. You know what? You have little ads on there, little Cartridge Club ads on there. People are playing all about it. Boom. They're all in the Cartridge Club. Yeah. Oh.
Are you pitching this to me? Am I supposed to get this app designed?
This is sold right here. If you don't get it, somebody out there, somebody's making it. Do you hear that? Somebody's making Legacy right now.
Right. Sounds like Splatoon.
All right, so what do you think? What do you think of this?
I think it's a great idea, yeah.
And then
I can't wait to put my 4 games in it.
Exactly, sure. 4 games, it doesn't matter. Although I'm sure you've beaten more than 4 games. And then you would have a profile of what you like. And then you can look up other people's. It sounds awesome. I want this. Maybe it exists.
Maybe.
Oh, man, what is with you tonight?
Dude, I'm on board.
All right. So, Caleb's video. Do you think video or easy modes ruin video games? My answer, no, they don't.
No, I love them. They improve video games. They make them better.
I don't know if they make them better, but they're irrelevant to me. I wish they weren't there, but if they are there, they're fine to use.
Get another video this week.
Yes.
Musty Hobbit talked about 5 games that he wants to see on the backwards compatibility list for the original Xbox on the Xbox One. It's a good list, I think. Ooh. I don't know a lot of the games. One of them was Sudeki Quido.
Okay, yeah. I heard about this on Bonus Barrel.
And another one is it's a Lord of the Rings game that plays like Final Fantasy X.
What?
Yeah.
I never even heard about this.
And there was a Dungeons and Dragons game that looks sort of like a Diablo clone. Definitely want to check them out. What Xbox One or what Xbox exclusive games do you hope show up on that list?
Oh my God, Xbox One? The original Xbox?
Yeah.
There was a game I played. It wasn't Crimson Skies because that's the airplane game.
Yeah.
It was like Crimson something.
Ruby Rivers?
No, what's that?
It's a submarine game.
No, this one's like an action RPG, I guess you could say. I'm gonna look it up right quick. How about you? I don't really know that many.
Was it Fuchsia Fields? It's a tank game.
No. It was like an action RPG.
I don't know.
Or a mission-based action RPG. I don't even know what you would call it.
Fable.
No, it's not Fable.
Okay.
Yeah, no, sorry, not Fable.
I don't know. I don't know enough about original Xbox to know what games I would want on there. Musty's choices looked good. I'll go with those.
And what were they? Crimson Sea, maybe?
Fable would be one I would want to see on there, though.
Is Fable not on there already?
I don't know. I haven't looked at the list.
Okay, all right. I imagine it would be, but...
SCC pickup video, sleepover at Joe's.
Oh, yeah.
I watched this with
I didn't hear
Colleen
that.
and
I didn't
Emily
see this. I didn't see
today.
this. Crimson Sea is the game, by the way.
Yeah, Joe. So Joe and Bill had a sleepover at Joe's place.
Mm-hmm.
Joe bought a bunch of games for $1.12.
What?
I don't know where you get games for $1.12.
Well, where at?
I don't know. He didn't say.
What? $1.12?
But it was funny because he kept telling Bill to stop splashing things around, and Bill would just kept like throwing the games everywhere.
I know, it's funny when he does
flicking
that.
them. It's a good time.
It is a good time.
Still the best pickup videos on the net.
I can't even argue that. I don't know how I didn't see it this week.
And then lastly, Q Dog House.
I don't think I've seen this one either.
Sorry, not lastly. There's one more video. Q Dog House, though.
How have I not seen this?
Mrs. Q said Jason Bateman was on her list.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have you heard anything about this show called Ozark?
Colleen watches it. She loves it.
It looks really good.
Yeah.
I just had it shown to me. Also, I'm loving Narcos.
I haven't watched that.
It's good. But
I don't watch a lot of TV.
But I've not seen Q Dogs.
They got new shelves. Eric beat Mega Man 2.
Attaboy Eric.
And
Twice
Melissa,
he beat it.
Melissa wants to get it inside of her.
Oh.
And Eric was going back and listening to old Cartridge Club episodes. I did that once, and it's kind of cool.
Really?
Yeah.
What was he listening to?
He listened to Symphony and Super Metroid, I believe.
No way.
Yeah, he's trying to stick to ones of games that he's beaten, so.
I can understand that.
Final Fantasy V, you probably won't listen to that episode.
You want to bet? I bet Eric's going to be listening to that very shortly.
I'll bet you a PlayStation 1 Mini. And the last video I have
You're on.
is Pam's top 100 games. It was 70 to 65, I believe, or 70 to 66.
That sounds right.
Valiant Hearts was in there. And it's a game that I remember wanting to try when it first came out, and seeing it on her list and seeing hearing her talk about it, it's going to be my next digital purchase.
Valiant Hearts. Is that the World
It's
War?
the Ubisoft Montpellier, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that had a lot of hype around it when it came out.
Yeah.
That's when Ubisoft was really hitting its stride, I think.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just a text message from my wife confirming that EB Games confirmed another Super Nintendo Classic for us.
All right, you have that.
So many. So many.
All the classics.
It's going to be a good Christmas.
For somebody. For a few people. Right?
Yeah.
You're not keeping... How many are you keeping?
For myself, one.
Okay. Then it's going to be a good Christmas for quite a few people.
Yeah. All right, that's it for the shows this week.
That's it. That's all I have too. No blogs.
Cool. Dean did do
Dean, of course.
Merchandise Monday, and there was 2 game review blogs.
Okay.
And there was a lot of stuff in the community content section, but I don't have any of it brought up. I just updated my tablet to iOS 11, so all the stuff I had saved is gone.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to bring up answers.
All right.
So Cartridge Club Answers is the portion of the show where we answer questions from the community. To get your question answered on the show, just shoot us a tweet with the hashtag CCAnswers, and we will answer it live on the air.
I just realized we did not mention a collect call that was put up.
Yeah, we didn't. You're right.
I haven't heard it yet, though, so let's talk about it next week.
Solid.
Let's just move on. All right.
First up from Matt Bandy. Have you heard about the hidden NES golf game in the Switch that is supposed to be a tribute to Satoru Iwata?
You bet.
We have. So apparently in the Nintendo Switch, if on July 11th, I believe it is.
Yes.
The date, the anniversary of his death. If you make the motion to the screen that you used to make in all the Nintendo Directs with both hands, the come to you directly with the Joy-Cons, then it unlocks golf.
See, you might actually have done this. You could have been the one to crack it.
Because Iwata actually was I think he was the main programmer on this game. I
He did program
love
this game.
that this exists.
Yeah, me too. I think it's great.
Such a great tribute to a great man.
I didn't realize that it was a thing, like that they sort of celebrate. Normally, you would think it would be on his birthday, but it is actually the death day that they actually sort of
Yeah, it's
celebrate.
a big deal in Japan.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, so we did hear about it. Thanks for bringing that, Matt, because I think we might have forgot to mention it in news.
We did, yeah. We mentioned it for some reason, but not in news.
Yeah. Next up from Pam, this question got me really excited. What book would you like to see adapted into a game, and what kind of game would it be? I already know my answer.
What you got?
Ender's Game.
Oh.
In an RTS.
Oh, dude, well done.
Yeah.
I'm surprised this doesn't exist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh.
If you've read the book Ender's Game, you should read the book. It's required reading for the U.S. Marine Corps since 1986, I believe.
That's pretty cool.
It was made into a movie, which is decent, but the book is really well done. It's about the future of Earth and how they're training children to be the next generals to fight off these aliens, and it's a masterpiece by, I believe it's Orson Scott Card. I would love to see this in an RTS format.
Dude, I wouldn't mind seeing that myself.
Yeah.
That kind of beats my answer.
So what's your answer?
I was going to say Redwall.
Yeah.
And it wasn't
And
until...
it could just be Moss.
It wasn't until I seen Moss that I was like, dude, I kind of want to be a mouse, you know?
Yep.
I like being... like scale, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Being small, but in a normal size environment. I like that. I think that could be pretty cool.
Cool.
I think Redwall could do it. It could be an action RPG for sure. Yeah. I'm still going to stick with Redwall.
Nice. Good answer.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pan. That was a great question.
It is a great question.
Next up from Kyle, what would your ideal Final Fantasy game be like?
Oh.
Yeah. I'm going to actually sort of steal off of Musty's answer. I would like to see a 16-bit or more preferably a 32-bit version of Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, interesting. Like an Octopath Final Fantasy VII?
Yeah.
Huh. That could be good. I would like to see something in the Octopath style. No doubt about it. I want the HD 2D. What is it called? 2D HD?
2D HD.
But, you know, I want some sort of love triangle, a deviant love triangle.
Deviant love story.
You got to have a deviant love story in there.
Yeah. You could do like Twilight.
No, I don't like Twilight.
Oh, okay. Harry Potter.
No, wait.
There's a deviant love story in there.
Which one? Is it with Dobby?
Yeah.
Gobi?
Dobby and Ron.
Oh, God, that is deviant.
Dobby and Neville.
That is deviant. I was thinking more like...
You're a love story, Harry.
Anyway, I love myself a good love story in an RPG. So as long as that's in there, I'm on board.
Dirty Dancing, the Final Fantasy RPG.
No, that's not...
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
I'm very specific. Not that.
No?
No.
Okay. Thanks for the question, Kyle.
Yes, thank you. As always, Con.
Last up from Mighty Q Dog. This is a good question, too. Will the NES Classic re-release have the same games as the first? Should it? And should Nintendo make versions with different games?
I think it will.
I believe it will be the same
Me too.
version as the first. I think Nintendo is smart enough to license these games long term. And I hope that we avoid licensing issues. Do I believe it should have the same games? Yes.
Me too.
Especially where this is a Goodwill re-release. You lose that if you give it different games. Because then you run into the same problem of the people who bought the first one want the second one, and then the people who want them at all just don't get them again.
Yeah, there's no way it could go well if this didn't have the same games on it.
Right.
I'm just going to say it should have the same games, and it will.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
And should they make versions with different games? I think the NES Mini and the SNES Mini, or the classics, are best left the way they are. I don't think they should have multiple versions, but I would love to see collections sold on the eShop in the Virtual Console.
Okay, yeah.
Here's your SNES Classics version 1 bundle. Here's your version 2 bundle.
And have they really fleshed out what's going to happen with the online system yet?
No,
like with your
haven't even
subscription
mentioned
service? Because if you get to build your own little collection, I think
That would be cool too.
I think that would
Mix
be
and match.
right.
Or if it's just you pay the monthly subscription, you get full access to all of them all the time. If that is how it is, that's pie in the sky. But if if that's how it is, $20 for the year, and I get full access to the NES and the SNES library whenever I want, as long as I'm subscribed, that's a win.
That sounds awesome.
They might as well just start milking that cash cow now.
Maybe they will, man. It could happen.
Who knows?
And that's it. That's all the questions.
That's it.
Boom.
That's the show, folks.
You Nazi.
If you are listening to this on iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play, please head over to www.cartridgeclub.org where you can check out this and other great podcast videos and blogs from our community. If you're already a member of the Cartridge Club, you can head to www.cartridgeclub.org. Nope. You can head to www.patreon.com/Cartridge Club where you can donate as much or as little as you like, and every cent donated goes to improving the club. I am Player 1.
I am Player 2.
CC Unite.
That's a well-behaved dog right there. Look at that. Happy as can be. Happy as a clam.
Happy.
What happened? It did it again. Now my face is like super bright again.
Oh boy.
How does this keep happening?
I don't know.
Why does it... Is it the camera?
Just turn the light off.
Why does the cord feel tighter?
Just turn the light off.
Oh my... Is this the only thing giving off light in this room?
This is also giving off light. It's right next to the camera, and it's pointed at it. You know point it away from the camera.
The monitor is that way and turned towards me this time. That's what's going on.
Just angle the light away from the camera.
Dude, you can't. It's tight. You're not listening. Fuck.
What am I looking at? What?
Is it? You think that's good?
Yeah.
It's not doing anything.
It's fine.
All right.